jambo wote,
hakuna matata.
oh nchi yetu,
Hakuna matata.
hakuna matata,
Hakuna matata.
nchi yenye mapenzi,
Hakuna matata.
oh ae Afrika, oh Afrika, oh liberté, ae Afrika, oh Afrika, oh liberté.
Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
Kenya nchi nzuri,
Hakuna matata.
twawapenda nyote,
Hakuna matata.
nanyi pia mtupende,
Hakuna matata.
oh jambo wote,
Hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana, wageni mwakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
hakuna matata,
Hakuna matata.
jambo wote,
Hakuna matata.
we
Hakuna matata.
Sir.
I am deeply worried at heart. I am deeply worried at heart. 'Cause the girl I love so well, my friend has snatched from me. Now I really don't know what to do, but to hang my head and cry for my lovely Elizabeth. My sweet Elizabeth.
Nenake akinge monoma, nenake akinge monoma, kaire tunye nete monoma, karahuri yonde roreye, leudio engorana ko, leudio engwe katia joe kambande ite,
Joy kamande ite. Some people say there are many girls that are really crazy after me, but I'm not interested in any. Save my lovely Elizabeth, my sweet Elizabeth.
Tuere tutenge torea toe haria tonyona gato gaita maigori, leudio engorana ko, leudio engwe katia joe kambande ite.
Joy kamande ite, my sweet Elizabeth. Chunya podi medogombi, Chunya podi medogombi, kakanena medokeri, osiepe koro ywaka ywaka, tia timranadi, joka yamba penjo, tia timranadi, tia timranadi. Ai mie
misi ai mige got misi akobo jamene nyun negiret chorwenyun rumotomo denale ale arichi jamene nyun jamane nyun lesobe jamane nyun lesobe.
Sweet Elizabeth, but why did you have to go?
My Elizabeth, but why did you have to go? Come back to your lovely Roji, yeah, blacky boy Roji. Don't you miss me, whatever they may say. Come back to your lovely Roji.
Wow, Kayamba Africa. Let's appreciate the Executive Director, AATF. Makofi yake tafadhali. Najua kwa sasa. Asante sana.
Jamane nyulesobe Tia timranari Joe kamaderite My sweet Elizabeth.
Asante sana, Kayamba Africa. And we want to celebrate the presence of Executive Director AATF, and of course we have our chief guest, Vihiga County Governor, who is already here. So once they come in, once we are settled, I'd love us to kindly honor their presence. But in the meantime, Kayamba Africa, take it away.
Wakariro showa showa na wa e hae ho e ho ya Wakarushi ndere mo dangani e hae ho e ho ya Amen. Buranero yae wakarushine tutugere tu Inyetege tanga kiamerera yo tugi wangura tu Buranero yae wakarushine tutugere tu Inyetege tanga kiamerera yo tugi wangura tu Modanganini tugesha nyoma he hae ho ya Modanganini tugesha nyoma he hae ho ya Buranero yae wakarushine tutugere tu Inyetege tanda kiamberera yo tugi wangura tu Buranero yae wakarushine tutugere tu Inyetege tanda kiamberera yo tugi wangura tu Muranero ryaewa karushinde tutungere tu Kinyetengetana kyamberera yotugi wambura tu Muranero ryaewa karushinde tutungere tu Kinyetengetana kyamberera yotugi wambura tu Muranero ryaewa karushinde tutungere tu Kinyetengetana kyamberera yotugi wambura tu Muranero ryaewa karushinde tutungere tu Kinyetengetana kyamberera yotugi wambura tu Yes. Nilikuwa kwetu Murunya nilisikia makelele kutoka mji wetangale. Nilikuwa kwetu Murunya nilisikia makelele kutoka mji wetangale. Yes, sir. Si walisema Mulungu alikufa. Vijana wa leo, ninawaambieni vijana mkiwa na pesa zenu, kwanza mununue motoka, kwanza mununue motoka, sikutamuache, muachie walembo vijana. Yes, Mutoka nduku itapepa mama, mutoka nduku itapepa papa. Sikutamuache, muachie walembo vijana. Sikuta ni hapa dauni tu bwana. Nilikuwa kwetu Murunya nilisikia wetangale.
Gakikako kieko kioko keka kwete gakikange koke kanako oza kana wosi yeah.
Kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa. Kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa kulohe kulo mwelela kulohe kulo mwaiwa.
ende ngulo wakao ngulo wakasibiri ende ngulo wakao ngulo wakasibiri ende ngulo wakao ngulo wakasibiri malenge mene mwate mangie omukaeva malenge mene mwate mangie kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa
Ona mpaka ya munene nonene hosagana wos maunoti matho ya etami
ende ngulo wakao ngulo wakasibiri ende ngulo wakao ngulo wakasibiri ende ngulo ende mwate mangie nomukaiva ende mwate mangie nomukaiva ende mwate mangie kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa kulo mwelela kulo maiwa malenge mene mwate mangie malenge mene mwate mangie Julieta, uko wapi? Julieta, uko wapi? Julieta, uko wapi? Julieta, uko wapi? Tangu tuliachana nawe mwaka uliopita, uko wapi? Tangu tuliachana nawe mwaka uliopita, uko wapi? Uliniacha kuwa mimi sijui kizungu. Uliniacha kuwa mimi sijui kizungu.
kizungu.
Ukampata mwalimu wa kizungu, kizungu. Ukampata mwalimu wa kizungu, kizungu.
Julieta, Julieta, uko wapi? Julieta, Julieta, uko wapi? Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
Yule mwalimu akakufukuza tabia yako mbaya,
tabia mbaya,
yule mwalimu akakufukuza tabia yako mbaya,
tabia mbaya. Julieta, Julieta, uko wapi? Julieta, 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 uko wapi?
Julieta.
Moça, moça. Julieta mama, 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 Julieta mama.
Asanteni kwa makofi ya macho. Thank you for clapping for me and the team with your hands, with your eyes. But if you use what God gave you as the hands, they'll sound better. There we go. Keep doing, keep doing. Remember, we are being watched by foreigners. They are observing how Kenyans treat their own Kenyan artists. So keep doing it again. One more time. Makofi. Wanajua. Mokazi, you'll just give me a signal when you're ready.
All right, we should be starting in a couple of minutes, but in the meantime, just give us that warm starting song from Kayamba, Africa, because we have participants across Africa. We have 7 countries that are represented, and we want them to actually feel the heat from Kenya. Are we ready? With that Kayamba Africa, then we kick off. So whatever you're watching from, we really want to appreciate and celebrate your presence indeed. Your presence makes an immense difference to the development and transformation of Africa.
Thank you, Mokazi. We now warm up.
Amalake chupa karera busolo. Amalake chupa karera busolo. Amalake chupa karera busolo. Amalake chupa karera busolo.
Wasa wasa.
Shinge pili pili. Shinge pili pili. Shinge pili pili. Shinge pili pili. Amalake chupa karera busolo. 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 Shinge pili pili. Diriwe birinalwona. Birinalwona mafyala soni moyo. Mwana wedea.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kayamba Africa, asanteni sana.
Kayamba Africa. Big round of applause to Kayamba Africa. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. And now we are ready to start. The future of Africa lies in its vast land. Vast land. So wherever you're watching us from, via Zoom, on the online platform, I take this opportunity to welcome you to the inaugural OFAB Day as we celebrate the strides in bridging the knowledge gap in agricultural biotechnology towards agricultural transformation in Africa. At this particular time, I'd kindly request that we recognize the presence of our chief guest, Vihiga County Governor. Big round of applause. Thank you so much indeed for coming, for what you're doing in Vihiga County. Very unprecedented, and we'd really love to learn so that the same can be cascaded across the country. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause to the Executive Director, AATF. We celebrate you. Karibu sana. Thank you so much indeed. I'd kindly request that we all be upstanding for a moment. Let us be upstanding for a moment. And let's have the screen. Let's have the screen. Let's have the screen. Thank you so much. For a moment, let us pause and appreciate the journey that we have made up to this particular day. And this, I take you back to our founding fathers.
This decade is the decade of African independence. Forward then to independence. To independence now. Tomorrow, the United States of Africa.
The leaders gathered together. Some of us were not here then. We can only see this in the visuals.
We are calling on everybody to think Africa, act Africa, and prosper Africa.
It comes down to the change of mindset.
I think this is an opportunity which Africa should not miss.
We are implementing the Africa we want.
A lot of the countries understand that this is good for them, that it is a game changer.
This is an historic moment for our continent.
So this is entirely African-driven. These African countries are making a treaty among themselves.
So the journey has been there and it continues on. And we want to continue with our journey today. So grab your phone, please. Grab your phone so that today will be a moment we will remember that we joined together to celebrate not only agriculture but technology. So please grab your phone and take a selfie with the person standing next to you. Absolutely. And remember, we also have a hashtag. Please, 100 years from now, God willing, we want these photos to be seen that we were here during the inaugural OFAB day. Make sure that you make it memorable, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate you. Thank you so much for your... Thank you so much. Excellent. And in the meantime, thank you so much. And as we prepare, once you take the photo, you can actually take your seat. And once you take your seat, I'd kindly request that you focus on your phone. And this is for everyone who is also watching via the online platform. Thank you, Daktari. Thank you so much. Oh, one more here. Make sure. Thank you so much. So you may kindly take your seats. But I want you to make sure eyes on the screen. When a DJ, just a simple song there, but eyes on the screen, eyes on the screen, eyes on the screen as you take your seat. Make sure you have our hashtags. Our hashtags are simple for those who are watching. We have prosperity through technology. That's a hashtag there. We also have AATF as a hashtag as well. So let's keep the conversation going. So Bona DJ, you've got something nice there. In the meantime, I'd kindly request that you make sure that you are checking the screen. All right. Okay, so we'll try it later on, but in the meantime, as you focus on the screen, and we really want to appreciate Madam Fatuma. Madam Fatuma has indeed done a good job so far. Makofi yake tafadhali. She has done a good job so far in making sure that we are here. She has over 10 years experience in office management, office administrative duties and coordination of large meetings and events across the world, but most emphasis in Africa. So we really want to celebrate you, Miss Fatuma Wario. Now that we've just taken our meal, kindly consider this simple story. It's a story that is told of some people who were seated. They were hungry. There was food in front of them, but the problem was they were given long spoons. Screens, please, because this is something that I'll need you to watch. So the long spoons. Screen, please. The screen, please. So our good friends were struggling. Please take a look at this. And this is the picture of Africa. We all have long spoons. We're trying to feed ourselves. Volume, please. But you see, as long as we're trying to feed ourselves, we cannot make it. And then all of a sudden, the war begins. Competition begins. So they're fighting each other. Sound, please. They're fighting each other. They're fighting each other. Until one day they realize, wait a minute, what if I use my long spoon to feed the other person? Then that's when they come to the realization, wait a minute, if we bridge the gap through knowledge, then we can feed each other and possibly feed generations to come. And you know what? This is what OFAB is all about, that open forum, where we can say it's not just about agriculture, but biotechnology in Africa, so that we can transform our beloved continent. So as we kick off, we just want to appreciate you for your presence and your contribution. Our first speaker has over 35 years cumulative experience in leadership roles. He's an astute administrator, academician, a global citizen, an experienced technocrat with a wealth of knowledge in leadership and management of international institutions, including developing strategic partnerships and networks at regional, continental, and global levels, with great ability for resource mobilization. Now, he once served at the African Ministers' Council on Water and the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, among other notable institutions. He gives us all a remarkable challenge as he speaks various languages, including English, French, Kiswahili, and Kinyarwanda. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the AATF. Screen, please. AATF Executive Director, Dr. Canisius Kanangire. Karibu sana. A big round of applause. Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Vihiga County, distinguished participants, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I will start with what I learned from, I will call it the first session, all the videos that we saw. The first thing is the future of Africa lies on its vast land. And it reminds me one of the ministers from DRC Congo. You know, DRC Congo is one of those countries which is extremely endowed with mines. All the minerals you can imagine are in Congo. And then one guy was telling him, Congo is extremely rich. And then the minister laughed and said, oh, so you mean somebody who is seated in a mountain of diamond with underneath him is a rich person? Because indeed, Congo has a lot of it, but the exploitation is done by somebody else from somewhere else. And the returns from all those minerals are enjoyed by some other people. So, vast land, yes, we are rich with that, but we need more to transform the lives of our people. Second thing, which I learned and which I want to bring back here, is all we need is change of the mindset. I think that is where it starts. You have it, you don't only rejoice of having it underneath, but you change the mindset and define otherwise how that future will be and what it requires from you and those who will come after you. And here comes now the technology, the capacity, the knowledge, the information that we need to convey to everyone down there, because everyone has a stake in changing Africa, in making sure that the future we want is materialized. And from our forefather, our founding father of Africa, I would say, with his colleagues at that time, he said, we are having independence of our individual countries, but the real independence we'll get it when we, as African, are working together. And here I'm paraphrasing what he said, we need to be together, to put our strengths together and work in a collaborative and synergistic way to pursue our objectives, our goals. And it is when we will do that, putting all those assets together, that we will transform indeed our future. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to warmly welcome you all and congratulate you for this celebration of the inaugural open forum on agricultural biotechnology OFAB Day. The theme for this year's event is celebrating strides in bridging the knowledge gap in agricultural technology towards agricultural transformation in Africa. Knowledge, bridging the gap, agricultural technology transformation. AATF is very proud of the work and achievement by OFAB and affiliated chapters. These achievements have not come on a silver platter. AATF is proud of you and joins you in celebrating this great day for the Foundation and the Agricultural Biotechnology Fraternity. The communications and advocacy work of OFAB and its partners towards an Africa where farmers, especially women, men, youth, have access to state-of-the-art agricultural technology to help them achieve the much-desired agricultural transformation, not only for food and nutrition security, but also increased income, is already making a difference on the continent. By sharing factual, evidence-based information on agricultural biotechnology, the OFAB platform is helping bridge the information gap that is critical to decision-making among farmers, scientists, the private sector, public, policymakers, to name but a few. As we celebrate the inaugural OFAB Day, we will also be launching the OFAB Journalists Grant that will recognize promising proposals to understand factual and science-based reporting on agricultural technology from across the OFAB chapter countries, of Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Uganda. Today, we recognize and appreciate the zealous effort that OFAB, through its country chapters and other partners, have harnessed and continue to build on to ensure that the mission and aspiration of our continent towards addressing its food and nutrition security needs are attained. Through these efforts by OFAB and partners, we have witnessed improvement in the agricultural biotechnology enabling environment in a number of countries in sub-Saharan Africa. In turn, OFAB has continued to avail its services and support to country government in their effort towards developing and commercializing biotechnology products. For instance, in Kenya, OFAB was a key contributor to BT Cotton Task Force, where it provided platforms for multi-stakeholder engagements and facilitated its official commercial launch and planting in March 2020. In Nigeria, OFAB was a key player in supporting public knowledge on Podbora-resistant cowpea that contributed to its environmental and commercial release this year, 2021. The Nigerian chapter also accompanied BT Cotton on its commercialization journey. In Ethiopia, the OFAB chapter continued to deepen its public outreach through nodes hosted by universities, bringing information closer to the people. In Ghana, the OFAB chapter supported the process of enacting the Plant Breeders Act. Engagement, consultation, and education tours of biotech fields continued with various stakeholders, including farmers, decision makers, and professional bodies. In addition to continuing its activities in the African countries, OFAB launched the Media Annual Awards in 2017. That recognizes and awards journalists across Africa for their excellence in biotechnology reporting, and it seeks to promote best practices in biotechnology reporting. At the OFAB Day convener, the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, AATF management, has decided to stretch its reach to other countries, Mozambique, Rwanda, and Malawi. The new chapters to be launched between this year and 2022 will need to learn from more experienced chapters that you represent. I'm therefore calling on you all to open your doors and support these new chapters who are joining us. Finally, I am glad to see the presence of the media councils, science and technology directorates, government representatives, director generals, and partner as we commemorate this important day in the agricultural biotechnology calendar. AATF is committed to collaborate with you all in the journey to advance agricultural biotechnology. You can count on our commitment, on our effort, on our determination to contribute significantly to transforming the agricultural sector and pulling up our fellow Africans from poverty. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to this inaugural OFAB Day celebration. Thank you very much. Karibuni sana. Asanteni nyote.
Thank you so much indeed. Big round of applause to Dr. Vinicius. Thank you so much indeed. AATF Executive Director telling us the future of Africa lies in its vast land, but we need to do more to transform the lives of our people, and that will require the change of mindset, defining the future and what is required of us. Everyone has a stake in Africa in making the future we want. Thank you so much, and celebrating OFAB for really being at the forefront in enhancing best practices in biotechnology reporting. Now, moving forward, our next speaker is a passionate, dedicated, and result-driven advocacy expert with a successful background in the implementation of people-centered movement for structural and system change in various areas, ranging from climate change, politics and practical climate change adaptation, mitigation and disaster risk reduction on the ground. Now listen to this. He has carved out a reputation for driving hard bargains on critical issues facing sub-Saharan Africa, such as food and nutritional insecurity and climate change. He notes, there has always been one common denominator in his work, which is to leave communities he works with better than he found them in terms of food security, climate resilience, but more importantly, in terms of government responses to their issues. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome OFAB Project Manager Vitumbiko Shinoko to talk to us about OFAB Day, an opportunity to celebrate science. Welcome.
Allow me to start by joining the Executive Director of AATF by recognizing His Excellency Honorable Wilbur Otitula. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing our event. You're most welcome. Allow me also to recognize further the management of AATF, headed by Dr. Kanangiri, and also the Director of Product Development and Commercialization, Dr. Emmanuel Okobenin. Allow me also to recognize various government representatives in here. I've seen representatives from Carol. I've seen representatives from NACOST. Some of them will be speaking to us later on. Please do feel extremely, extremely welcome that you have come to this event. This is your own event because as AATF, we do believe that partnership is everything that really matters to drive our policies, to drive resilience, but also, as we have heard earlier on, to be those effective contributors to our agenda as Africa, Agenda 2063. I have a presentation because I really felt that I so much potential in terms of very capable and responsive governance, and yet we continue to be hungry. We're just coming from the United Nations Food System Summit. And as AATF, at various points, we've participated in the process, and we're very proud of our contribution in that process, where we are very clear that the technology has to be part and parcel of the food systems. And the question that we've always been asking around the food systems discussion is, what is wrong with our food systems? And I think I've heard all the right conversations, and I will not discredit any, because as you've heard, I come from a climate change background. I think there are recommendations from that space which are very critical and we need to take on board. I also come from a background in politics. Honorable teacher, you might know, you might wish to know. And I know all the good things that we do in that area. Granted, there could be some deficits, but that's no way of life. What I really feel to be missing is that the conversation has not been inclusive in terms of how we're utilizing the capacities that we have, including the approaches that we have in terms of addressing food security. I think this is the thing that is going to work for us. And we've left some tools in the box and we're not using them. And I'm reminded by that quote from the good book that maybe looking at the situation, everything deeper into poverty because we cannot perform at the capacity that we need. And those are the statistics that we have. We are the fastest growing number of people that are undernourished in the world, in as much as in terms of the absolute numbers, Asia is surpassing us. But for us, we are actually increasing. And I think angry a little bit. They make me a bit impatient because I'm like, we cannot do this. And when it comes to agriculture technology, and in particular agriculture biotechnology, we've left it in the toolbox. We know it is a tool. We're training students, we're researching, but for some reason we're not getting it and using it. And it has suffered terrible public perception, be it from the ethics side of it, be it from cultural side of it, whatever. But the obtaining perception is really negative. And then we understand we need trust building in this. We understand we need to come on a common ground. We understand the need for us to build a common vision on how we want to progress on this. And the African Union and our governments have been very critical in this. But governments are also listening to everyone because it's a democratic space. And sometimes it's actually very difficult for government when the majority are saying we don't want this, you know? So it's very important that we look at agriculture biotechnology, find its place within our conversation, find its place within our development narrative, and ensure that it is actually integrated. We've seen that there's actually inadequate evidence-based science reporting, and indeed, in the end of the day, it has been those that are shouting the most that have carried. This is what has made agriculture biotechnology to remain in that box. And it has been very difficult for us to take it out of the box and utilize it because in the end of the day, we're talking about a democratic space. So if the majority is saying no, we end up sometimes going by that flow. So that fate of agriculture biotechnology needs to change. And that is the reason why OFAB is here. That is the reason why the Agenda 66 precisely mentions that we cannot achieve Agenda 2063 without embracing technology. And in particular, when you look at the Freedom to Innovate report, which our beloved Callistus Juma authored, it was very categorical. We cannot achieve food security in face of climate change, in face of all the other disasters, if we do not embrace agriculture biotechnology. That message went home, and it led African Union to set up the APET, and it has done its work, but the ground is still not easy. And this is why we're still seeing that we haven't made much progress in terms of the laws, in terms of commercializing GM products, and generally in terms of technology as well. So what needs to be done? And this is what really birthed the Open Forum on Agriculture Biotechnology. The need for actors to be able to come together and network and share knowledge and experiences around agriculture biotechnology, so that through that, we're able to create a shared vision in terms of what is really obtaining and what is really the rightful path that we need to take as Africa to advance agriculture biotechnology. Felt the need for us to really ensure that we interact, all stakeholders, journalists, scientists, lawmakers, and everyone that matters. We hear each other, what are your fears, and we address each other from a factual, scientific-based knowledge. And therefore, OFAB for quite a long time has been that bridge to help us really bring the science to the policymakers, and in this case, the science on agriculture biotechnology. And we're not just trying to be a good club. We really want to admit science that is, evidence that is verifiable, knowledge from scientific point of view, and to engage from a point of knowledge. And we've seen that working. We've seen the needle moving, as I say, and we've seen some progress to that matter. This is exactly what motivated the need for us to have this OFAB, as we call it. Now, I guess you can recognize some people that are in this meeting in that photo, just to say that we've really come a long way. So OFAB really started as a 2-hour monthly lunch meeting where we could meet, discuss on agriculture biotechnology, have presentations, have questions answered on the fears that people had around agriculture biotechnology, well-moderated discussions that enabled us to tackle very topical issues. So we could come up with topics. What do we want to discuss? And then those topics could be discussed from a science point of view. Those that had fears had their fears addressed. And slowly, we found that things were changing. Even the media started to report from a factual-based angle. And OFAB has actually, I'm bringing up those pictures so that you can see how it's really started. And I know maybe it's not very comprehensive, but you could see in those pictures that we have Nancy, we have Margaret, when they were really, really very young. So they've really come a long way. And it was launched on 24th of September 2006. And since then, we've been able to really expand. And you heard the executive director of AATF mentioning about the other chapters that we're now in. So starting in Kenya, which is hosted by ISA, we've moved to other 6 countries. Uganda, which is hosted by the Uganda National Council of Science and Technology. We've moved to Nigeria, which is hosted by NABDA, to Tanzania, hosted by COSTECH, Ghana by CSRR, Burkina Faso, we are hosted by INERA, and in Ethiopia, we are hosted by the Ethiopian Institute of Agricultural Research. So it has been quite a journey, and we're quite proud of the fact that from there we continue to expand. What it really shows that, one, we've been able to prove ourselves that this thing is really important, and this is why it's being demanded across Africa. And in the next few months or weeks, we'll be actually launching the 3 chapters that Edie mentioned about. If we have to talk about achievements, one of the things that we've really achieved as OFAB is the change on tonality around agriculture biotechnology. And that report was actually done by an independent consultant around the work that we've done over the selected countries that we have. If you could bring that back, that in terms of tonality, which was very negative, we now have actually moved very well to a level where on average we see increased numbers of people, these are the general public, that look at agriculture biotechnology positively. And some of them are neutral, as it were. And the neutral bit is also what we're targeting to make sure that over time, they actually join those that are looking at agriculture biotechnology from a very positive point of view. And one of the things that has allowed us or helped us to achieve that is the engagement with the media. So over the years, each chapter since 4 years ago, we've been able to host or to have the annual media awards where we celebrate from science point of view. There a picture where we're awarding some of the journalists to really celebrate their reporting on agriculture biotechnology from a science-based perspective, because that is rare. That is rare in this continent, because the majority of people that will be reporting would be reporting from hearsay, they'll be reporting on fear-mongering and all that. So really to get some scientists who can report based on science, it is something that we felt as OFAB we need to honor, we need to recognize. We've also been able to mobilize at various levels in different places, decision makers. We've had campaigns to really help us move the needle and change the narrative. We've also been able to champion the creation of coalitions and champions, and even the development of nodes in various countries. And that has been very critical in terms of building the momentum that we need to start championing agriculture biotechnology in various levels. Next. In terms of our policy and regulatory achievements, that is everything, because if you don't have the necessary enabling environment, it is very difficult to move with anything. And this is why we're really glad that over time we can actually be recognized with achievements in Nigeria, around the globe, but also on commercialization of different products, starting with BT, cowpea, and also cotton there. And in Kenya, we've also been recognized for very critical and aggressive advocacy. In Ghana, we've also been part and parcel of the process around legislation. In Ethiopia, we've been part and parcel of the story around the removal of the strict liability. In Uganda, we've been part of the story around the passing of the bill, in as much as we also know the challenges there, but we've been part of the process where it was passed in Parliament and then it made an impediment in the process. But we do believe that we can continue to impact that. In Burkina Faso, we've been able to be part of the creation of a network which is championing agriculture biotechnology. And in Tanzania, we've also been very much part and parcel of the processes there. Quickly, I want to look at, mention one of the flagship achievements, and part of the work that I mentioned about is the accompaniment that we've had over commercialization of PBR cowpea. And we've been able to, as AATF, to support that process through information sharing, mobilization of partners, and indeed accompanying the whole research and commercialization process. And now we have this product in the hands of farmers, which is actually addressing a very important issue, which is the pest, Maruca pest, which could actually reduce the yields by 80%. And we see that around 200 million farmers are going to benefit from this technology. And we're very proud because this is not just going to contribute to food security, but also to increased incomes in the hands of farmers. Next. We've also been part of the story around BT cotton, BT maize and cassava in different countries. And we know that in June, for example, in Kenya, we got the good news around cassava. And we hope that once the process goes through, that again can contribute to food security in Kenya. Next. Now, the question that we have is really why OFAB Day? And the OFAB Day, we felt that we need to have a day where we are going to recognize the effort that scientists and other stakeholders have had in the process of commercialization or agriculture biotechnology, as it were. It is very rare to recognize scientists, and we want to use this event going forward, that we are going to recognize you, the efforts that you do. Sometimes your work goes unreported, but we want to be partners with you and want to recognize you every day. And then we are setting up this day to exactly do that. We also want to use this moment as an opportunity for us to commit ourselves, to renew our commitment to science. And we'll be using this to really talk about the role of science in our development. It's very critical. No continent, no country has developed without science, and it's very important that we renew that. We also want to ensure that we are not always just complaining, but we can pick the small steps, the small achievements that we're able to achieve, and use this moment to celebrate. We know the journey is long, but the few steps, the few achievements that we have, we want to celebrate them, and we want to make it big. The other, we also want to use this opportunity to help ourselves really commit more, to commit to ourselves to do more, better and faster, knowing about the challenges that are there around food security, really to have a conversation around this kind of an event. How can we do it more? And how can we do it better? And even how can we do it faster? Those statistics should actually make all of us very much afraid about the future, and therefore we need to be doing everything faster. Lastly, we also want to continue to thank our stakeholders, using this opportunity of an OFAB Day, which is going to come, like I said, every year, to really thank government, because we know there's nothing that we can do if government doesn't come to our aid, and therefore we'll be using this event to always be grateful for the role that government plays in our work. We also want to be thanking you, the media, to be able to carry the work that we do and to report from us. Sometimes we don't make sense as scientists. You keep asking us, and really we want to use this opportunity for that. And indeed, we also want to ensure that we have very sincere discussions in terms of our work that we want to do, but more importantly, to say that as AATF, in as far as agriculture biotechnology is concerned, we want to make it very clear you do have an ally. We are an ally, and we're going to support your efforts, and we want to ensure that those intentions are very clear in terms of where we're going. Thank you very much, and let's enjoy the event, and we hope that you can continue to be our partners going forward, and we've enjoyed the journey. May God bless you. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed. Technology must be part of our food systems. The real tragedy is that we have not used all the tools in the box. Technology is imperative, and this day enables us to reflect on the relentless efforts of our very own scientists, celebrate the small but hard wins, and commit to do more, better, and faster. Now, on that note, as we prepare to listen to the OFAB chapter, Director Generals, consider the people that you're seated with. I want you to discuss very quickly, and one of you will share one outstanding comment or question in regards to the development of agricultural biotechnology that will enable us transform our continent. So please turn to the person seated next to you and agree on one person who will be given the microphone and probably ask a question or give a comment. This is an opportunity for you to get to know the person seated next to you, and also get to decide the next steps moving forward in terms of this open forum on agricultural biotechnology in Africa. In the meantime, the technical team, please confirm that we have the Director Generals ready. If you can, if you're listening to me, please make sure that you are ready. We'll start with Ethiopia. So Ethiopia, if you're ready, please get set. Then we'll go to Burkina Faso. After Burkina Faso, we'll go to Ghana. After Ghana, we'll go to Nigeria. After Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, and then of course Kenya. We will deal with it here. So are we ready? Get me a microphone, and of course the camera, the roving camera, please take us to the furthest table. The furthest table. Do you have a question? Mr. Vitu is here to respond to some of those comments and questions. So let's get a microphone. Let's go to that furthest. So what is your take when it comes to agricultural biotechnology in the transformation of our continent? Okay, there's a hand there. There's a hand already there. So let's get a microphone. Thank you so much. A big round of applause. A big round of applause. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you're watching via Zoom and you have a question or comment, please post it via the chat box and we'll be glad to pick some of them. In the meantime, let's listen to one of our participants here. Take it away.
My name is Gilbert Bor. I am a farmer from Eldoret.
Wow, thank you so much. A big round of applause. Farmer from Eldoret. Well done.
And also a supporter of biotechnology. In fact, I want to invite you to read an article that I wrote on Saturday. It appeared in Seeds of Gold. And it was my reaction as a farmer, a dairy farmer in fact, to the recent banning of export of soybeans to Kenya from Zambia. And I called upon the government of Kenya to remove the obstacles of biotechnology, to allow the importation of biotech animal feeds from the countries that grow that crop. Soybeans is a major ingredient, and we have seen, unless you're not in Kenya, you will have seen that 15 companies have closed. 15 companies that produce animal feeds have closed shop in Kenya in the last 2 weeks because of the issue of lack of adequate ingredients for making feeds. And I have felt it as a farmer. The price of animal feeds has gone up. Poultry farmers, there are countries around the world which produce feeds cheap. If you go to South Africa, you go to the countries of South America, even the US itself, we could import adequate feeds for our country and make it cheaper for our producers to produce food. So thank you very much, Dr. Vidumbiko, for your presentation. And as a farmer, I'm looking forward to the day that BT maize will be allowed to be grown in Kenya. I know it is now still on open field trials, but can we get those seeds to the farmer so that we can produce more food for this country?
Wow.
That's my call, and this is why I'm here.
Thank you.
I would like to, I am praying for the day, and it's unfortunate we don't have a government officer here right now except
His Excellency.
Governor.
Yes.
But we would like to address our Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Honorable Peter Munya, and his staff in the Ministry of Agriculture, to say that farmers want BT maize seeds next year for the next season. We cannot wait any longer. We have seen what cotton farmers are achieving now with BT cotton, and we are happy cassava is coming on, but we want BT maize in Kenya, because that is the major food. Without maize in Kenya, hakuna chakula.
Yeah.
Asante.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause all the way from Eldoret. Thank you so much. Now, before we move on to further comments, and of course we'll be having a panel discussion later on, let's talk to, let's get to listen to our, the OFAB chapter Director General from Ethiopia. Do we have? Talk to us.
Hello?
You?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go.
Hello?
We can hear you. Please go ahead and talk to us.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Yes, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah. Good afternoon. Good morning. Excellency.
probably on your side. Excellent. Now it's okay. You can go ahead. You have 5 minutes to talk to us. Go ahead. Good afternoon. We can hear you clearly. Talk to us.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon. Talk to us. We can hear you clearly. If you can hear us, please go ahead. We can hear you. We can hear you clearly. We can see you clearly. Please talk to us.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Talk to us. Talk to us. So as Burkina Faso sorts the technical side, let's move on to the next country, Ghana. Do we have Ghana ready? Do we have Ghana ready? Please talk to us.
Thank you. Ghana,
do you have? Are you ready? Ghana.
Hello, Burkina Faso is ready now.
Okay, go ahead, Burkina Faso. We are waiting to hear from you.
Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, people from East and Southern Africa, and good morning for the West African people. Dear Executive Director of AATF,
Many thanks. We celebrate you all the way from Burkina Faso. And just a kind request here, for those who have their phones on in terms of logged into Zoom, I'd kindly request that you log out. That's why we are having the feedback. But in the meantime, we celebrate all the Director Generals and Burkina Faso. Thank you so much indeed for that challenge. Indeed, we need to work towards that world without hunger through agricultural biotechnology. We want to move on to the next chapter, OFAB chapter, and this is Ghana. Ghana, do we have Ghana ready? Please talk to us.
Ghana is ready.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
That's good.
That's good.
So talk to us.
Talk to us. Our Director General here with us.
The OFAB chapter in Ghana has made tremendous strides in demystifying the technology and creating awareness in policymakers to be able to make science-based decisions on issues of biotechnology for agriculture. And we have had various partners also working with us in this regard. That is other international organizations who have been here with us, like ABNI and PBS, the Alliance for Science. They've all assisted us in this effort. And one key partner we need to recognize here is the media in Ghana. Yeah, in all activities, we have also been with the media who move information, try to move information from the scientists to the rest of the Ghanaian populace, including our farmer organizations. We've had a lot of interactions with various farmer organizations over the years. And I would need to recognize the fact that CSR, together through with partnership with OFAB, sorry, not OFAB, with AATF, has made a lot of strides. We have a couple of GM crops now which have been advanced in studies, on-farm trials, environmental assessments have been done, and they are almost all ready for review, actually, by the board, as soon as the board is constituted. And once that product is, any of those products are launched, will further help in demystifying biotechnology. And the issue of moving forward, we have to work more closely with the media, as I said, and then the issue of science communication needs to be brought on board so that our scientists can communicate more effectively and bring down the technology closer. They've been doing it, but we need more effort in the area to the average person. I would also like to commend again the media and wish them the best of luck in being selection in getting selected for this the grant. Understand, this is a new thing. We normally move ahead and then give a media award after the media have made a presentation on a topic that is researched and written on. By this time, I hear AATF is helping OFAB through OFAB to organize a grant award system and then to allow the media to now go ahead and research and come out with their product. So we will need to, we hope and commend the journalists, we hope that some of them will be selected to participate in this new initiative. Without taking further time, I need to congratulate all of us, and of course the AATF, the new Director General, Executive Director who has come in, and then his secretary who was left, because he's been quite close, he worked very closely with all of us. We need him very break from his active work over the years. I think I need, on behalf of the Director General, who is not here, to further extend goodwill messages to OFAB in this day of celebration of OFAB activities. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed, all the way. We are here celebrating you. Thank you for being part of this discussion. For the rest of the country, Director Generals, I'd kindly request, because of time, just to take about 2 minutes to really talk to us about what's happening in your countries. We are going to move straight to Nigeria. Nigeria, are we there? Nigeria, are you ready? 2 minutes. Okay, Nigeria. All right, we move on to Uganda. Uganda, are you there? Uganda? Uganda. Okay, okay. So Nigeria, Uganda.
Can you unmute, please? We can't hear you.
Ah, excellent. You're from which country? There is a need to unmute. There is a need to unmute.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. 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 We can hear you.
Okay, the DG Nabda is speaking. He's the one that would talk. All right. He's here.
Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. 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 Thank you very much. This is greetings from Nigeria. And our esteemed partners and donors, our media friends, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. And celebrate OFAB Day, a day set aside to remember the day this transforming platform was created, and more importantly, to pay tribute to the great mobilization and advocacy works that this great platform had accomplished in the last few years. As a result of hard work and dedication, OFAB has become a giant mobilizer, advocator on the continent with phenomenal strides that made both policymakers, lawmakers, media, civil society groups, consumers, industry, farmers, and private sector players to recognize biotechnology as one of the most important tools needed to fix our major challenges in agriculture in view of current global reality. OFAB in Africa has also become synonymous with biotechnology, genetic modification, gene editing, and all other tools capable of enhancing agricultural productivity. In Nigeria, issues of biotechnology and genetic engineering were totally absent in public discourse until OFAB came to the scene. With OFAB, the country is more at home with biotechnology. No project or program has reached out to Nigerians in the 36 states, 774 local government areas, and the 6 geopolitical zones of the country like OFAB. From Abeokuta in southwest to Taraba and Gombe in the northeast to Kano, Kaduna in the northwest, and Benue in north central, and Port Harcourt in south-south, to Imo in the southeast, and etc. OFAB has taken the message of hope and agricultural revival to the doorsteps of Nigeria. OFAB has been able to, in the past, get commitments from both serving and past presidents of Nigeria, ministers, and other high government officials. It drove the process that culminated in the establishment of National Biosafety Management Agency with such efficiency that all stakeholders supported OFAB to actualize our dreams. It has also taken the heat of government and government officials in the defense of emerging technology and its products, delivering to Nigeria a well-structured platform that responds swiftly to misinformation, misrepresentation, and calculated attempt to present the technology in bad light. Focus in Nigeria, talking about OFAB from birth to its present contribution to our accelerated speed in biotechnology crop adoption and commercialization can be a whole day job. But to allow us to join in this celebration, let me close by placing on record that OFAB Nigeria is a huge success. It has not only set the pace, but dominated and dedicated the level of progress for others to follow. In conclusion, I would like to thank AATF for this initiative, and my greetings also goes to BMTF for graciously funding this platform, and finally, PBS, USDA, and the Nigerian OFAB family that work the platform all year round into the ball getter and pace setter. Looking forward to interacting with you all as we proceed with this auspicious event. Wishing everyone a beautiful and rewarding event. Thank you very much for your attention.
Excellent, beauty and rewarding event indeed. OFAB Nigeria there, setting the pace for others to follow. Because of time, we'll move very quickly to Uganda. Uganda, are you ready? Uganda? All right, so we have Uganda. Tanzania? Tanzania, are you ready?
Cannot hear you from Ghana.
Ghana. Well, Ghana, thank you so much once again. But at least for, do we have Uganda? Uganda? Tanzania? We don't want to lock you out because you are a very key party to the transformation of our beloved continent through agricultural biotechnology. So, Director General from Uganda, Tanzania. All right. Well, thank you so much for all the other countries that have spoken to us. A big round of applause to all of them. Thank you so much. Aha. So which country is that? I can see a country already. Which country is that? Which country is that? Which country is that? Please go ahead and talk to us. Thank you so much. Talk to us.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Tanzania. Well done. Karibuni sana.
Asante sana. Asante sana. Greetings from Tanzania. So, this day, on the OFAB Day, Tanzania will remember the impact, starting from the 2004 when Tanzania enacted the National Development Act, the Vice President office that the National Security Relations was elected in the 2009 January, but opting for strict reliability. On May 2009, that's when, in partnership with the AATF and other stakeholders, we launched the OFAB and the chapter. So it was 4 months after the strict reliability international safety regulations. 2010, OFAB was very instrumental in finalizing and the formalization of the Tanzania biotechnology policy. Then in 2013, Tanzania launched the biotechnology lab by His Excellency President Kikwete by then. And this lab was very instrumental in inspiring young people to learn genetic engineering, but generally served as instrumental to build human resources for the application of the biotechnology. And 2015, Tanzania registered the National Biosafety Regulations, removing the strict reliability clause for the research. And I would say, yes, the OFAB Tanzania chapter was very instrumental in the process. And now this was an opportunity for scientists and the institutions, the local evidence to prove the power of the technology. Between 2016 and 2020, the government issued a permit for controlled clinical trials. So the trials went from 2016 and it was successfully completed in 2020. Same year, 2016, the Tanzania Agricultural Research Institute was officially established. And in the act, also, biotechnology featured. We tried to distribute the awareness created through the OFAB Tanzania chapter, but also the ruling party manifesto, both 2015 and 2020, featured the advocate of the use of modern technologies in agriculture. So now, going forward, 2024, OFAB chapter in Tanzania will bank on the controlled different trials report to continue engaging policy and decision makers to consider revisiting the biosafety regulations again. And we remain resilient and optimistic that the government will continue to choose science. I wish you a good day. Asanteni sana.
Asanteni sana pia, makofi yao tafadhali. Thank you so much. The delegation from Tanzania, we celebrate your presence, and of course a challenge really for governments to support science. Uganda, are you ready? All right. So from Uganda, we'll move on very quickly to Kenya. Kenya, are you ready? Fantastic. A big round of applause to Dr. Karambu. Thank you so much indeed. We celebrate you. Welcome, welcome. Makofi yake tafadhali.
His Excellency, is it His Excellency or Your Excellency? You need to help us. His Excellency, the Governor of Vihiga, Honorable Wilbur Otichilo, who has been really an ardent champion of biotechnology. We appreciate the support you have given us. The Executive Director, AATF, Dr. Canisius Kanangire, we really appreciate the shoes that you have fitted very well of Dennis Shetere, the management, our colleagues from research institutions, the National Council for Science and Technology, and indeed all colleagues, farmers, and stakeholders. Good afternoon. I'm so delighted to be here this afternoon to join in this celebration of OFAB. We have a very rich history as ISA AfriCenter. We started off in 2006, and so OFAB Kenya is the pioneer chapter, and it is anchored within 3 main principles of engaging, sharing, and networking. It is a collaboration between ourselves, ISA, AfriCenter, and ISA is the International Service for the Acquisition of Agribiotech Applications, AATF, of course, and the National Council for Science, Technology, and Innovation. Let me also appreciate all the chapters, the country chapters that have talked before us. We have come together. We are now, we call ourselves the Fabian family. I want to really appreciate Nancy Mushiri for coming up with that phrase of the OFABians. And so we are very proud as OFABians to be here today to celebrate. For us in ISA, in ISA and the partnership we have had with the OFAB Kenya, we have seen tremendous growth in terms of awareness creation. But importantly, I want to highlight a few that we feel are really significant as far as development of biotechnology in Kenya is concerned. One of them is the passage of the Biosafety Bill in 2009. And during this time, OFAB having been formed just 3 years before that bill was passed, I recall very, with a lot of, I don't want to say nostalgia, but the way we got ourselves into parliament. And Mheshimiwa here and many other parliamentarians received us, and we were able to engage very closely. We were able to expose members of parliament to different countries that are growing, that were growing biotech crops then. And in 2009, the bill was passed into law, which is now the Biosafety Act, that later formed the National Biosafety Authority and other implementing regulations. Now, just before OFAB was formed, I recall we also had other organizations that were working in this field, but we realized that most of us, there was some level of disjointment and disjointed efforts, and so the African biotechnology stakeholders forum then that was trying to engage with the media, we were always on a cool and with the journalists. And one time I remember asking them, why do you always write negative stories about biotechnology? Why do you always show images of needles injecting maize, tomatoes? Do you know that is not what scientists do? Then they told us, well, but we only get stories from those that are available. And that was a big challenge for us. So we embarked on capacity strengthening for scientists to communicate about agricultural biotechnology. And we did it as a hybrid where we were bringing in the scientists and the media. We were able to bring the media to laboratories, and they really appreciated that Kenyan scientists are actually not injecting any of those crops. And from there on, we have been on a journey with the media. We have worked very, very closely, and I want to congratulate all those that have been winning Kenyan and international awards. Some of them are here, and we really salute you because you have worked together and we have improved the way in which biotechnology is viewed to a level that it is taken as a public agenda item in Kenya. Congratulations to the media that are here and those that were not able to join us. Secondly, another very important contribution that I can attribute to OFAB Kenya is the strengthening of the linkages among the stakeholders through our signature monthly platforms that we started earlier. But after that, we have now been able to move beyond meeting in the cities to getting into the grassroots. And I'm proud to say that we've been able to establish 3 nodes in line with our constitution that is devolved, agriculture is devolved. And so we have nodes in the 3 universities, public universities, one in Eastern Kenya, Southeastern Kenya University. The other one is in Western Kenya, which is Masinde Muliro University of Agriculture, Science and Technology. And then we have one in the Upper Eastern, which is in the University of Embu. And all these are trying to get biotechnology awareness at the grassroots, and we are seeing a lot of momentum. Let me also mention that alongside these developments, OFAB Kenya is now a recognized partner with the Kenyan government. We have been invited in different engagements, most importantly, the BT Cotton program that was again commercialized last year. And OFAB Kenya sits in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Cooperatives as the convening platform where governments and different institutions have engaged to be able to pass the BT cotton, which is now in the hands of the farmers. And I'm very proud to see two of our pioneer farmers who have tested the seed. Now they can invite us, so we go to see the BT cotton in their farms. Hongera, Winnie, and Daniel for being here. Alongside that, we realized the farmers are also receiving a lot of negative information, and so we were instrumental in encouraging farmers to form societies, and we have now a very strong society for Biotechnology Farmers of Kenya. It's called the Society for Biotechnology Farmers of Kenya, SOBIFAC, and we are really proud of what they are doing alongside engaging with other platforms. Lastly, let me also recognize appreciate the partnerships we have had with the other regional the OFAB chapters in the region through our drumbeat, which is a monthly e-newsletter that tracks bioscience trends in Africa. And we have also seen Africa making very good progress in commercializing 2 biotech food crops, which are the first in the world. These are BT cowpea in Nigeria. There has not been any other country in the world that has approved BT cowpea as a food crop. That is from Nigeria, and the work of the OFAB Nigeria chapter has been very instrumental. Then we have cassava in Kenya that received environmental release, what we call the first step towards moving to the field. Resistant to cassava brown streak disease, a very destructive disease for the farmers, because they only get to learn about the cassava brown streak when they are harvesting. And so we have seen strides that OFAB Kenya has made in terms of awareness creation, in terms of strengthening the interinstitutional networking, and very, very importantly, working with the government of Kenya to ensure that biotechnology is brought to the fore of the farmers. So moving forward, we are looking forward to working with the journalists here, both the winners and those who have been working with us. We keep encouraging those who don't get the OMAS awards that we are still there for you. Let's continue working together. We are looking forward to engaging more of the editors now, because we realize the editors need to also be in this platform. And with our grassroots nodes, we hope that we'll strengthen that. And as farmers have gotten the first seed, BT cotton seed, in their fields, we'll use those platforms and those opportunities to encourage and sensitize more of our stakeholders. So thank you very much, AATF, for the partnership we have had. Thank you so much, Government of Kenya, through the National Commission for Science, Technology, and Innovation, NACOSTI, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Industry, Trade, and Cooperatives. You have been great partners, and you even made us to be part of the presidential delivery team that actually spearheaded the cabinet approval of BT cotton. So thank you so much. We look forward to working with you. We celebrate you, and may you get stronger and stronger so that our continent can move forward and feed our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Volume, please. Volume, please. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much, Kenya Chapter Director General Dr. Margaret Karembu. We celebrate you here in Kenya. It's important to note that, wow, her accolades are just awesome. She's a science educator, a communication trainer. She has been involved in strengthening capacity for science, communications, and policy. Is the principal convener, of course, of the Africa Biennial Biosciences Communication Symposium. Very passionate about science and a strong believer in the power of innovations for transforming African agriculture into efficient and competitive enterprise for women and smallholder families. We celebrate you. Thank you so much indeed. She served as Council Chair and Vice Chair of the Cooperative University of Kenya and Meru University of Science and Technology. Asante sana, Daktari. We celebrate you. Now, on a lighter note, OFAB chapters. The journey cannot be taken by one person. all the countries have to be at the forefront. And I'm reminded of this particular book. It's titled Predatory Thinking by Dave Trott. And this is what he says. He says, imagine two explorers are walking in the jungle and all of a sudden a tiger appears. Two explorers, a tiger appears. One of the explorers gets into his backpack and removes a pair of running shoes. So the other explorer is thinking, wait a minute, how is this pair of shoes really going to help the situation? Then the explorer says, well, at least I can run faster than you. And it reminds me of this particular video, please. Video, please. It reminds me of this particular movie we used to watch a long time ago. Volume, please. Gods must be crazy, so they are walking in this forest of the unknown. So we are walking as Africans in the forest of the future. We have COVID, we have hunger and all these things. So we start together as one, and then all of a sudden. The problem is not running. The problem is, once this happens, now you can imagine the disaster. We must at all times be at the very center of working together. There is no time to part ways here. As we move forward, you know, I listened to him and I said, my goodness, I hope all the governors are listening. If there's a way we can change this country, specifically talking about GIS. Wow, that was a powerful presentation, and he's here. Our chief guest, sound a bit, is a scientist and spends a lot of his time in environmental science, particularly remote sensing and GIS. He has served as the Director General for Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development, an agency of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, and also a member of Parliament. He is committed to promoting unity of purpose and inclusivity of all communities residing within his leadership jurisdiction. He believes that all development planning and decision-making processes must involve the people through public participation in order to create a prosperous and model county in Kenya in the shortest time possible. To talk to us about agricultural biotechnology in Africa, lessons from policy and politics. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest, Vihiga County Governor, His Excellency Dr. Wilbur Otichilo. Wow, we celebrate your work. Asante sana.
Thank you for that introduction. First, I want to take this opportunity on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Vihiga County for the invitation to attend this very important OFAB Day. I'm very, very grateful for the invitation. I wish to recognize the new Executive Director of AATF, whom I've had a chance to meet. I also want to recognize all the participants who are here, including the OFAB chapters in the countries that have been named. I want to say on the onset, science, technology, and innovation will continue to drive the development of mankind on this planet. And anybody who does not embrace science, technology, and innovation will be left behind and will not catch up. I was requested to talk about policy and political issues as regards to biotechnology, specifically agricultural biotechnology. Policies and politics are so key in the management of our resources and in the governance of our systems. So you cannot ignore policy and politics. They go together. So whatever we do, we must bring the policymakers and the politician on the table from the onset. We have also to bring the local communities on the table if we have to move forward. Back to biotechnology. This is a technology that was recognized way back in 1992 when we had the famous UN conference on sustainable development. And it's out of that that we came up with the famous Agenda 21, which spelled out how technology has high potential and opportunities to improve the welfare of mankind. So biotechnology has been recognized at the highest level on this planet. So anybody who doubts then must go and live on another planet. Second, as a result of that, there were many initiatives that were put in place to ensure that biotechnology is anchored in our governance system through various regulatory systems. And it's out of that that we had the Cartagena protocols, which were signed by various countries. And therefore, at the planet level or global level, we have a legal framework. And therefore, anybody who doubts biotechnology should look at the protocols as spelled out in the Cartagena Agreement. From there to date, a number of countries have taken initiatives to ensure that they come up with the policy initiatives on how to customize or domesticate biotechnology and implement it on behalf of their people. Quite a number of countries moved fast and they were able to put up their policy and legislative frameworks. Of course, others are still on the way trying to do the same. But as expected, quite a number of controversies came out as a result of various interests and challenges. As a result of that, we have had so many challenges and controversies regarding biotechnology, its implementation for the welfare of our people. Part of these controversies are part of the larger global trade. We have had those countries that were able to agree and absorb their technology or embraced the technology very fast, among them the US and other countries. But there were other countries, like the many countries in Europe, who are hesitant, and they put up precautionary measures. So these differences have brought a lot of controversies, and particularly in developing countries, we have had a brunt of these controversies, not allowing this technology to move fast. However, we have bold countries that have been able to move, and they are moving forward. Among the countries, I'm happy to note, are South Africa, Kenya, Egypt, Burkina Faso. We have seen Ghana, and put regulatory, biosafety regulatory systems, and therefore they are able to move. But we still have a lot of challenges. It's not only the politicians, even as the scientists, we have also put spanner and confusion in this technology. And some of you recognize or recall the famous Sierra Leone study, which put in a lot of confusion in this technology. And it's out of those studies that some of the countries even became more resistant to adopting this technology. So scientists, we have also contributed to the slow absorption of this technology. Communication is extremely important to be able to have politicians and decision makers absorb a new technology. And as expected, people are always reluctant to absorb or to embrace new technologies or new ideas, and it's a common human nature. Therefore, the need to provide simple information to the people, and particularly the decision makers, is very crucial. And this is where I want to take this opportunity to most sincerely thank OFAB for the great job you have done. You have done a great job in bringing very complicated technology, putting it in a simpler language, acting as a mediator, and being able to bring various stakeholders together to discuss and understand the importance and the risks of the technology and how we can move forward. It was when I was in the parliament that I had a chance to interact with ISA through Margaret, who is here, and later on with OFAB when it was finally established. And I can assure you, without my association to ISA and OFAB, the national biosafety bill would have not gone through the parliament. It was a hard nut to crack, because the international civil societies and our national civil societies had been sold to idea or to a narrative that biotechnology products are very dangerous to human health and welfare. And they had put very strong opposition. And many members of parliament had been sensitized to stop any effort to pass that bill. But through ISA and OFAB, we were able to organize many meetings, those breakfast meetings. We brought in the members of parliament. They were able to listen understand, and finally, they saw sense that what we are trying to do actually was in the interest of the people. Because those who were against were not saying why they were against. But we simply said, actually, we are helping you because we are putting in that will ensure that all biotech crops and products are screened and verified before they are availed to the people. And once the members of parliament understood that, it was very easy to get the bill go through to parliament. So I think it's very, very important. Communication is very, very important. And I want also to take this opportunity to thank our media. Initially, when we were working on this bill, they were sold to the civil society narrative. But eventually, as they joined us and we discussed, they were able to analyze and see the truth. And then finally, they were able to support and write very positive articles on genetically modified products. So I want to note that media is very important, and OFAB should take a very strong position to ensure that our media communication who deal with this subject should continually be able to be abreast on the latest development in this technology. I want to end by saying that technology is here to stay. And particularly agricultural biotechnology is necessary for the food security of our country and our continent and our planet. And I was so impressed when I heard from one of our farmers from Washington Kishu talking and saying why it is necessary to move forward with this technology. For us who are in the political arena and in the decision making and who are aware about this technology and its importance, we will continue to push and ensure that this technology eventually is adopted across the board. But it's not a walk in the park. We will have to continually move. We need to recruit more champions, particularly in parliament and in the ministries, particularly Ministry of Agriculture, who can be able to articulate this matter in a very simple manner. Finally, I believe we are making steps forward. They may be baby steps, but we shall reach there. So all of us who are here, all chapters of OFAB, let us move, let us soldier forward. We will be there, and with the advent of climate change, we have no choice but to adopt the new biotechnology to move forward. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wow, thank you so much indeed, Your Excellency. A big round of applause to His Excellency Dr. Wilbur Otichilo. Thank you so much indeed. Science, technology and innovation will continue to drive human development in the world to improve the welfare of mankind. And communication is important in helping people to absorb technology, making complicated technology, turning it and putting it into a simple language, and we need to recruit more champions who can articulate these matters in simple language. Thank you so much. We are coming closer and closer to what we call pièce de résistance, where we can launch the grant, the journalism grant, so don't go away. But before we get to that, right now, very quickly, I'd kindly ask whether we have a representative from the Office of the Principal Secretary. Agricultural Research. All right. Thank you so much. But we appreciate the Ministry and the State Department as well. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, we'll move on to another matter here. And this is in regards to science, technology, and innovation. You see, science and technology provide the essential means to facilitating economic, social, and cultural transformations at both national and global levels. The success of national development policies will often largely depend on the extent of integration of modern science and technology in their implementation so as to build a knowledge-based economy. Now, in Kenya, the National Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation regulates and assures quality in the science, technology and innovation sector and advises the government in matters related to the same. To tell us more and talk to us about the role of science, technology and innovation in unlocking opportunities in food systems and youth empowerment, please welcome the Acting Director, Scheduled Sciences at NACOSTI, Dr. David Njubi. A big round of applause to Daktari. Karibu sana. Dr. Njubi. Dr. Njubi. All right. So we appreciate definitely the support from NACOSTI, and now we want to move on to another session just in a moment. Screen please. So, in absentia, we appreciate NACOSTI. Understand they are making their way here. But in the meantime, we want to appreciate the voices from partners. We want to just listen to the voices from the different partners: PBS, AFS, AUDA, NEPAD. So we have a video in celebration of the same. Screen, please. We have the partners ready. In the meantime, just to remind you, we have Kayamba Africa. Muko wapi? Tafadhali naomba mje kidogo. Makofi ya Kayamba Africa. We celebrate this team making Africa alive. You know, there is something about Africa. It's not just about the name, it's not just about the continent, it's about the culture, the way of life of the people. And Kayamba Africa actualizes that in sound, tunes, and the beauty of their messages in their voices. So a big round of applause to Kayamba Africa as we prepare for the voices from partners and of course on standby in a visual format, get a feel of OFAB. Kayamba Africa.
Thank you. We want to pay some respect to our Ugandan neighbors. We are neighbors, so we try to also learn from them. Enjoy this song all the way from Uganda.
Uganda. Makofi tafadhali, Kayamba Africa. Thank you so much. A big round of applause to Kayamba Africa. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. We celebrate all of you who are watching and joining us via Zoom and the online platforms. Right now we want to go very quickly to our partners, and we have a representative from PBS and another one from AFS. If you can hear us loud and clear, we are ready to listen to you as well. PBS, please go ahead. For about 2 minutes, we'll appreciate your remarks.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, excellent.
Okay, great. My name is Judy Chambers, and I am the director for the program for biosafety systems, based at IFPRI in Washington, D.C., and it's a pleasure to be with you today to celebrate the Open Forum on Agriculture Biotechnology in Africa. I only wish I could be there in person. The small screen does not do justice to our appreciation for OFAB. Let me begin by recognizing that OFAB has been a trusted partner of PBS for the past 15 years. And over that period of time, we have been able to closely observe the organization's evolution as an institution that serves many different purposes with respect to biotech. But most importantly, they've been an excellent contributor and source of accurate science-based information across and have reached out to a wide range of stakeholders. Early on, they've been one of the few organizations, as many have noted, that were providing an opportunity for public discourse in open gatherings that engage both proponents and opponents of the technology in a respectful and transparent manner. And I recall some of those early discussions did get quite heated, as the voices against were much louder at that point than the voices for the technology. So it's been great to see the evolution and the change in dialogue and tone, and I think it's a great credit to OFAB for the excellent work that they've done across Africa in reaching out to various different voices and interests. They've had a long history of engaging with the media, and we've been happy to provide some of the analytical support that PBS does to help them with their media strategies and their outreach strategies. It was a very productive partnership. We worked on that with OFAB several years ago. More recently, we've worked with them in engaging very specifically high-level decision makers to ensure that people have access to accurate science-based information, to help them around the oversight of this technology, to ensure that the products, which are highly beneficial, are also quite safe, that reach the hands of farmers and the tables of consumers. In closing, I'd like to congratulate AATF, Nancy Maturi and her team in particular, on the recent funding award, and we look forward to finding additional ways to creatively build on our respective strengths and networks, and to continue the great progress that's been made in several countries, including, importantly, Kenya, but also Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Ghana, and others. Many countries are still facing very aggressive and active misinformation campaigns, particularly on social media, and so we have our work cut out for us, but I think working together we can continue to promote the successful use and safe use of this technology across Africa for the benefit of societies, not only in Africa, but elsewhere around the world. It's important technology, and the voice of OFAB in standing up for the technology and its safety has been incredibly important, and we commend the great work that they have done and look forward to continued active partnership. Thank you very much from Washington, D.C. I wish I was in Kenya, drinking some good Kenya coffee. It's still early here, but it's been great to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much, Judy. Many thanks for your remarks and, of course, your support. We appreciate you representing Program for Biosafety Systems. Thank you so much, all the way from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. Moving on, we have another partner, AFS. AFS, all right. So thank you so much indeed for all the partners that have been really at the very key of supporting OFAB. A big round of applause in absentia to all the partners. Makofi out of that. A big round of applause. We celebrate you. So right now, we are set to now get an in-depth look into what OFAB is all about. Let's take a look at this video.